Nigeria is gradually reducing cargo dwell time. This positive development is favorable to the ease of doing business at the ports. More agencies of government and stakeholders are on board with Nigeria's port economic regulator, Nigerian Shippers Council, to ensure free flow of goods at the nation's seaports. We'll tell you how the council is implementing its strategy in that regard, while also getting the police to ensure compliance. Also on the shipper, Apapa Executive Chairman gives kudos to Shippers Council in the Tidbit segment for its efforts at sanitizing the ports. All these will come your way after the break. My name is Rekia Zikru Yagweaju.
Nigerian Shippers Council, they to serve you well. No matter the problem, we go solve them for you.
Yes, so the Nigerian Shippers Council, they feel in a parole now for every level. And as soon as goods, they move from port A, go enter port B with a measure within on a needle. For the Nigerian Shippers Council, we don't sharp proper to fit hear you wella, work with you wella, and help you fit serve your customers them better, no matter where them day. As we country port economic regulator, the Nigerian Shippers Council get every now to fit make government consider the problem where shippers them they face. Visit we office for number 4 or to buy your daily show your daily. Papa email us for nsc@shipperscouncil.gov.ng. We website now www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
For you, we dey gidigba.
Nigerian Shippers Council with a meeting now for the port of Nane.
Welcome back. You're watching The Shipper, brought to you by Nigeria's port economic regulator, Nigerian Shippers Council. Shippers Council has strengthened its collaboration with the Maritime Police in a bid to ensure speedy movement of cargoes at the ports by organizing a workshop for Maritime Police in Lagos.
I've gained so much. The 2 days workshop has been so much important to us. How which things like this comes up maybe quarterly. So they've gone a very long way to make us to know our role as a police, our role as a custom, our role as other security agencies in the Port Authority. The Port Authority is one of the most important places in the society, in the country. So as it is, my take home as an EOD personnel, I've been able to know my role, my important role in the Port Authority. I've been able to know my boundaries at the port, not only at the port, outside the port. I've been able to know what that is obtainable from me in the custom and in the police as this.
I've learned how to relate with other departments of the government and what my responsibility as a policeman in the society and the port.
I gain a lot. I've got experience in all that you have taught us in this lecture, because most things are happening in the terminal which we cannot be able to stand many challenges, but due to this lecture we have learned many things which we can be able to go back and stand on our feet and work as a policeman.
This is my first time of attending the workshop. I really gained a lot. issue about clearing and examination. I don't know much about it, but with this, I know little about examination now. And issue of import and export, I gain little. I believe by next time I will gain more.
Coming to this seminar, if I get back home, get back to my various office, it's something I need to tell my other colleagues who are not privileged to be here. The main impact here in this seminar is that the synergies within the other agencies like customs and the issue we have with them during examinations in the terminals. What we don't understand, their duties, their major roles that we don't understand, and our major roles that they need to understand there. For this seminar now, I'm able to learn a lot, and I'm taking it home to tell them the main duties of the customs at the terminal while examination, and our main duties as a police officer in the terminals.
Additional Abiodun was embedded at the 2-day workshop in Lagos and sent this report, presented by Lucy Ulugbe.
Prior to now, there were certain inefficiencies and corrupt practices that characterized port operations. These anomalies led to serious delay in cargo clearance, among other problems in the maritime sector. Determined to sanitize the process in order to enthrone efficiency and transparency, Nigerian Shippers Council came up with some practical steps and measures to implement government's policy on the ease of doing business in the industry with the intention to improve port processes in Nigeria. Part of that strategy was to engage relevant stakeholders by sensitizing them on the need to collaborate to engender an efficient and effective process that will help realize the maritime industry of our dream. It recently was the turn of the Maritime Police, who converged in Lagos to be hosted by Nigerian Shippers Council at a 2-day workshop in Lagos. The theme was understanding the role and impact of the police in the maritime industry. According to the Executive Secretary of Nigerian Shippers Council, who was represented at the event by the Deputy Director, Monitoring and Enforcement, Mrs. Celine Ifora, the objective of the workshop was to ensure seamless movement of goods at the port. This, he explained, can be achieved through a harmonious and conducive work environment.
The issue of interception of container on the highway, please, I'm begging that we stop that. Let us try to be in the ports. But when there is intelligence information, hook on that. Hook on that. Get that container and get the people who are failing this country. That is good. But every container coming out of the port and you are stopping that container, blocking people from moving and going about their normal business, blocking other containers that we want to pass, does not make sense. We are now moving towards exports. The federal government is saying that we should have an export-led growth of the economy. But what is happening? The exporters are being frustrated. They bring out their goods to go to the port, somebody locks up the goods somewhere in the garage. Exports. And you know why I'm saying it today? Because I am here with officers of the law. You can see something like that tomorrow. Let it touch your mind. Let it touch your heart to say, see, my people, I don't agree that we should keep this thing. Let this thing go.
He charged officers of the Maritime Police Force to always be alive to their duties and responsibilities so as to prevent activities that may affect the realization of government's resolve to sanitize the industry. Jime told participants that he was not particularly happy with the cargo dwell time in the country. The Shippers Council boss disclosed that it takes 5 days to clear a cargo in Singapore, 7 days in Lomé, Togo, and 21 days in Nigeria. This, he said, has led to congestion, high cost of doing business, and diversion of cargoes.
There are some ports, almost 30 days. Cargo that came in is waiting, and the person who brought in the cargo is willing to take that cargo, but for one reason or the other, the cargo is there. It's stopped there. I will say this is because of undue interference by too many groups that are not supposed to interfere with cargo movement. and some groups that are not supposed to even be in the ports, and they are allowed to be in the ports. We don't know why. But we are working towards it. As regulators, we are not keeping quiet. We are taking the matter up.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Sonny Dagana lauded the initiative of the Executive Secretary of Nigerian Shippers Council for organizing the workshop. He urged his officers and men to take what they learned from the workshop seriously and change their attitude to work.
Please don't keep it to yourself. You're supposed to trickle down. When you get back, make sure you share knowledge with those other people who are not privileged to attend this seminar.
The Superintendent of Police, Maritime Police Command, Olale Konfani, spoke on the topic, safeguarding and keeping a perfect formula for national security. He explained that the duties of maritime police are not different from those outside the ports.
The customs service do get them while they are doing their enforcement or during inspection. But sometimes too, it can go off the radar. So the police acts as a check. If anything comes into Nigeria, that is talking about arms, ammunition, light, heavy weapons, it is still the police that will be called in to suppress any problem emanating from that. So it is always good to make sure that the police are around the ports to act as checks in terms of seeing that no illicit or weapons are illegally smuggled into the country.
The police superintendent told the shipper that the workshop was timely and should be held every quarter.
Things like this should occur more because, you cannot claim to be a know-it-all. So we tend to know this by, the putting together of this kind of program. So we want this kind of program to be in place. If not every time, maybe probably annually or maybe quarterly, because it will enhance the training and the policing capacities of the force. So we want more of this.
A freight forwarder, Francis Omotosho, also presented a paper on police as an agent of economic change matrix, port efficiency and global competitiveness. He was emphatic when he said that the role of the police is critical to the smooth running of the port.
Everything that is entangled in this topic is about change. It's about change. And when you look at the matrix, the environment where we are, talking about the maritime environment, or holistically, the entire country as a whole, there are 4 basic agents that are in any society that try to drive change. And if all those elements do not do anything, the result is what we're getting in Nigeria now. One critical change agent that work with the government, that represent the government, that also have power over every other agent is the police.
Mr. Adeshino Sarumi, an Assistant Director Monitoring and Enforcement of Shippers Council, spoke on Inter-Security Agencies Cooperation, a strategy for efficient cargo delivery operations at Nigerian seaports.
One the take home what I'm preaching to the participants here is that they should cause less delay to the movement of the cargo so that the cargo will get to its destination in a very valuable form for the owner to either put it for sale in the market or for them to use it in the manufacturing industry for further production of other commodities. So by so doing, when the cargo is delayed, cost, it has some ripple effect on the backlog at the port, which in a way will cause congestion at the port.
Jerewari Ogini, Assistant Controller Enforcement, Tinkan Island Port Command of the Nigeria Customs Service, made a presentation on the topic, Perception and Cargo Clearance Procedures for Enhanced Cargo Security and Seamless Cargo Delivery in Nigeria.
Customs administrations have guidelines for import and clearance of goods. These include approved documents. Some of the approved documents required by the Nigeria Customs Service include the following: E-Form N, Proforma Invoice and Combined Certificate of Value and Origin, CCVO, Combined Certificate of Value and Origin. As the name suggests, it's a document detailing both the value of the goods and their country of origin. It has E-Form M number, description of goods, specific port destination, ship identification, final invoice, packing list, bill of lading, waybill, and other regulatory certificates where required.
There were reactions to the paper presentations as well as questions and answer session.
What time do the examinations start and what time should it end? I've seen some terminal that 9 o'clock, 9 p.m., you still see some custom with agents cutting and locking container. And a container that I did not participate, at the end of the day, a joint examination form will be given to me to sign. And if I don't sign it, you don't have any choice than to report the matter to my boss, which I believe that is the area that arresting of container outside the terminal do happen.
To ask the question that one of us asked, he said that at the end of an examination, he has already told us that examination starts 9, and it's supposed to start 9 and end 4. Although I know till now that there are some issues that makes it not to go that way, which we are also still looking at. But he said that at the end of an exam, a sheet is given to him. Did you people get that? What does that tell you? That tells you that something is wrong, isn't it? You are not in an exam, and after the physical examination, a sheet is brought to you to sign. Will you sign? No. Do you know what is inside?
When we get to the entrance to enter the terminal, you will see customs already at the terminal. Is it because they say they are the lead agency? I don't know, and I want you to please explain to me, sir. Is it because they are the lead agency? That's why they should go first to examine whatever they want to examine before the other agency come in. And you said we are to protect Nigerian police protect lives and property. Number 2, prevention of crime and detection of crime. If they should go first and detect whatever they want to detect, they seal the container, what should we as police officers do?
Let me respond to the question on the police participating in the cargo examination at the port. There is a gazette by the government that listed some of the approved agencies that are to participate in the cargo examination at the port. And the gazette did not only mention the agency, it mentioned the role that is expected of them at the examination days. And those roles are what I articulated in the paper. Probably maybe when the paper gets to you, you will get to see it. And with regards to the police, yes, they are to provide security service to life and property at the port, and they are to guide against beverage.
The workshop is one in the series of activities by Nigerian Shippers Council to sanitize port operations to make the seaports competitive and the maritime hub of Africa.
Always with our eyes on the ball, we will not lose sight of our goal to make Nigeria the maritime hub for the sub-region. Moving on now, we join Oluwasegun Aloko for tidbits.
The expanded post-study task team, led by Coordinator General Moses Fadikpe, paid a courtesy visit to Apapa Local Government Council in Lagos recently. Executive Chairman Apapa Local Government Council, Honorable Ido Shebanjo, who received the team, said that administration would do everything within its power to support the operations of the task team on port access routes.
It's a welcoming respite for us in Apapa. It's something we have been looking forward to doing, which we haven't been able to do by ourselves. And having the presidency come up with this, it's a laudable venture which I am wholeheartedly supporting. And I know that the members and staff of my council will also join hands in bringing succor to the people of Apapa.
Record that Minister of Transportation, Honorable Rotimi Amechi, flagged off the Operation Free the Port corridor to address irregularities on port access roads at Nigerian Shippers Council's headquarters recently. It was in this regard that the local government chieftain approved the release of our top management staff to work with the team. We continue to urge stakeholders in the maritime industry to visit the council's website www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng for more information on our services, as well as report any complaints using the PSSP portal www.pssp.ng. Let's now check our complaints register for the week. Eight complaints were received, and they are all ongoing investigations. The kind of complaints include demurrage, request for waiver, arbitrary charges, and loss of cargo. And now, global maritime news. AkzoNobel, a Dutch multinational company that creates paints and coatings for industries to protect and beautify assets both in and out of the water, has announced the appointment of Simon Parker to lead its marine protective and yacht coatings business unit as managing director. For almost 140 years, AkzoNobel's products have been used to coat 120-feet-long super yachts and liquefied natural gas projects, amongst others. According to AkzoNobel, Simon brings unparalleled expertise to the role as a result of his 24 years with AkzoNobel's coating businesses, which has encompassed a string of senior leadership positions. Let me now take you to the Far East. Yonfu Newport in Guangzhou has become the latest member of Guangzhou Hong Kong Macau Greater Bay Area Combined Port Cluster. The Combined Port Project for Shenzhen Chikou has been officially launched. The new port of Yonfu will start to provide combined shipping services with other major ports in Greater Bay Area. Yonfu Newport, located at Shi River, is close to Shenzhen and Hong Kong. Currently, the port has 7 3,000 tons class berths with an annual handling capacity of 20 million tons. Kepe Offshore and Marine and Sembcorp Marine have reached an agreement on a proposed merger that would focus on renewables and clean energy solutions in the offshore space. After 10 months of talks, the two Singapore offshore marine shipyard groups have agreed terms on a proposed merger. The combination will be based on a 50-50 enterprise value ratio. However, based on capital structures and a $363.75 million payment from Kepe, OIM will see its shareholders owning 56% of the merged company and Marine shareholders 44%. The Global Maritime Forum has elected a new chairman and 3 new members to its board of directors. Yan Diema was elected chairman as Peter Stokes retired. Lin Lu, Semiramis Palu, and Rajesh Yuni joined the board. Diema is president of Ocean Transportation at Cargill and an active voice in the maritime decarbonization space. I am honored to accept the role as chairman of the Global Maritime Forum. Peter has made great strides in helping the forum become an impactful organization that not only drives change but addresses the key challenges we face as an industry today, said Diema. And that's it on this week's Tidbits.
The Nigerian Shippers Council is now better poised with responsive systems in place to help you and other shippers get seamless, stress-free transition for your clients' goods from point A to B. Today at the Nigerian Shippers Council, timeliness, orderliness, transparency and efficiency is all we care about. Put your complaint through to our helpline. Visit us at number 4 Ayodele Shoyode Lane, Apapa, Lagos, or reach us on www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the point of your need.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the port of your needs.
And this is the point at which the anchor drops, and we sign out of another episode of your information-laden program, The Shipper. Before we berth, a word to all regulated service providers to register with Nigerian Shippers Council. It is compulsory. Let's get together again for another episode next week. Goodbye.